this one here, he's here with us. This is the engine that we dug up. Right, the main thing is he's looking for his boats.
Right.
When we dug the wreckage up, we found his boats, but we still had his feet in them. So we put them back in the hole. You know, filled it in, that was it. And it was about 6 months after that, this medium was here with our grandson or wherever it was. She came in and she actually walked around the place with him, and all he was saying is, I can't find my boots anywhere. So, I don't know, sometimes the K2 lights up. I was having the chat, we had some women down from Edinburgh, and his mother actually stayed at Edinburgh during the war, must have thought it was safer. And in his tunic pocket, because there was this bit of his tunic, we found his wallet and his diary and this, that, the other. And there was a letter from his mother asking her if the socks had fit, that she'd knit them. You know, and I was mentioning this, and the K2 was like right up into the red. You know, so it was obviously that he's about. And we had, November, we had some scouts in. And there was, of course, there's lasses in with the scouts now. And this lass, she was about 11 or 12, and she was here, and he actually showed himself to her, just his face. And he said that what his name was, and then he was looking for his boots. So she must have been susceptible to. But she said he had a scar down here. But I know when we actually went through all the wreckage and that, we found his flying helmet and it was ripped to bits.
Right.
So, but that engine there used to be just as you could, where we came in. It used to be under the window there before we built the straight scene. And I had a group in, and they had a metal framed picture of a pilot, but it wasn't him. And they put it on top of the engine in there. And they set the camera up on a tripod watching it, and they went over the other hangar and came back an hour later. That had been twisted round, it was actually jammed in the top of the engine. We tried to get it off. Thought, right, and when we had a look on the camera, he'd switch the camera off. Switch it off before.
Devious, aren't they?
Now and again we get stones thrown. You know, you might get a little stone thrown or something like that. It's basically them saying, "Oi, you know, I'm here, I want to get your attention." They're not like throwing it at you, you know, but they're only small. Now there's people who've actually seen a pair of legs walking about. I've never seen them yet, but you know, I was here one night when there were 6 of them screaming and running about and that, and they've just seen the legs from here, just walking about. Right, so be interesting whether you do or not.
Yeah, definitely.
But you know these black shadow men,
Right.
the black, just a total black shadow that's always running about.
Right.
We've seen 1 or 2 of them here. Both me and Bill together have seen one. In the other hangar, 8:30 at night, he just ran the full length of the hangar. We both stood and looked at him. And when we came in here and went up the stairs, which is behind the straight scene now, we both had the same cameras and we were taking pictures, and he ran past us and came in here.
No.
So
Is he just running, like, look as though he's running away from something, or is he running towards? So
no, they just run.
just run.
You know, I had a group in, they actually saw him. They raced him down here, and he beat them, and he was running right through everything.
No obstacle there, sort of thing.
Yeah. So we've got them here as well.
It's got a lot of history here, though, isn't it?
This is the thing. It's you don't know whether they were here from the war, you know, because this is where the
More based, does
where, this is where the living quarters were.
Yeah.
So they were here for like 60% of the time, you know. So we've got them that pop in on visitation. We've also got a Roman influence here because there's a Roman burial ground up there.
Right.
That hangers, the end hangers plunked right on top of it. These are the chairs. There was the red chair had been put on top of the blue one. I mean, and they were all standing here talking and looked round them,
There it was.
and they'd just been sat on them. So yeah,
Brilliant.
things is happening. But as I say, you're all right as long as you stop in the ropes. 'Cause
Yeah,
when
oh,
it's
yeah.
dark and that. You know,
Yeah.
If anybody gets spooked and that, you know, for goodness sake, don't run about.
I was going to say, you've got low obstacles, you know what I mean?
You know what I mean? Because you could run into all sorts. So
Yeah, it's one of the rules is not to run. Try to.
we'll have a quick look in the others, just so you know what they're like, and then you can just decide what you're doing.
Sounds brilliant. Fantastic. You just touch my head. You wanna? Shit. No way will I. No way.
When we were actually building that other hangar, the far one, it was summertime, and I came in here to get some scaffolding, and there was a figure stood next to that aircraft there. Just absolutely jet black. You could see the hat and everything. And he just stood there, and usually, like, when you see them and you look at them, they disappear, but he didn't.
You just
He stood there for ages,
right, just staring.
you know, and I thought, bloody hell, and then he decided to go. But
Yeah.
now we've got a little girl. We've got some pictures in there of a little girl that was in there, in the helicopter. And we've also got a Polish chap that's in here. And there's also a Czechoslovakian spy.
Right.
Hides in the corner. Right?
Good variation.
Yeah, well, he stole a plane from here. He was working with the Germans. And he stole a plane from here. And we've actually got pictures of it in a museum over in Prague before we bombed it. And it was the CEO's personal Hurricane that he stole from here.
Right.
And at the end of the war, the Czech underground got him and executed him. So he hated over there, so that's why he comes.
Yeah, over here.
Thinks he's safe over here. That's a German engine that was trawled up out of the sea,
Right.
and that's quite active. It's quite active. Depends on what's happening. Sometimes you get a bit in here. I know there's a German influence here.
Yeah.
There's somebody connected with a fire engine here as well, apparently. And the chap with that aircraft there, when they were restoring it, he actually had a heart attack and died.
Right.
So he is
Attached to it.
with
so,
that.
Right.
If all that lot wasn't there, we could have got round it and put your hands on and asked him and he would have moved it.
Right.
Because he has actually moved it in the past. Usually if we've had that moving and meters on the floor and the meters has been lighting up and they've got all this lot dumped in the way now, so like there's a significance with this truck here. There's well, it wasn't, I mean this is an American one.
Yeah.
The chap I saw wasn't American. He was Second World War British, and I stood up there facing this way talking to the lad who had his back to here. We were standing talking like this, and he actually walked across from here, straight across, glanced at me, as if to say, oh, well, you can see us, glanced at me and just kept going. But he had a beret on, and it was World War II uniform. So we get footsteps in here as well, footsteps, and if you stood down the bottom with the lights out, sometimes you see somebody in the doorway. I actually saw somebody who looked to have a long trench coat on, actually walk and go out of the door. Well, it wasn't just me, there was 2 or 3 of the others all saw him as well.
Is there anybody in this truck here in front of us? Is there anybody in this truck here in front of us? Would you mind answering a few questions for me?
Who's up there?
Ooh. Can you see my friend down there?
It's pointing at him.
Yeah? Can you see my friend down there?
It's pointing at him.
He's got a thing in his hand. Can you go and tell him your name? Can you tell him your name? Can you...
I am currently with Daniel. It's just me and Daniel. We're heading to the main hangar. We're going to stand around one of the prime hotspots.
I'm gonna put
What we're going to do, Daniel?
put this marble
We're going to
down
put a marble down on a chair.
in the middle of the chair.
Here.
Just so make sure it's not gonna roll. There we go. So that marble's now in the middle of the chair.
Right, we've got a marble placed in the middle of the chair. The owner of the museum says they've done this test a lot of times and they've had some good phenomena from it. So we might get some, hopefully.
Now we will walk down away from it. Still pointing it as we're walking away.
We're currently leaving.
We are walking away.
Currently leaving the chair test. Yeah. We'll head towards the back of the hangar and see what we can get.
One second, dear. Need one of those infrared illuminators. So we can see further in the distance. Watch out for the plane. Standing in the middle, just having a look around. If there's anyone here, could you please make a bang? That could have been just the cold. If there's anyone here, could you please make a bang? And right, that's a bang. And right, that's a bang. And right, that's a bang.
Twice Daniel's just asked if anybody could make a bang. We've just heard 2 bangs in succession, so
Could you make another bang, please? Is there anyone there? If there's anyone there, could you please talk into the voice recorder that my friend's got in his hand? Could you please talk into the little contraption my friend's got? What was that? What was that? What was that? Did you hear that?
little taps.
Scratching?
Yeah.
Could you do that again, please? I heard it slightly, then that bang. Could you please make that noise again? Not that bang, but the scratching close by. Ignore the mist, that's me breathing. I'm not too sure if I just got an orb there. But you know, pocket too fine will be dust. It's taking a while to focus. Is anyone there? Could you please make a bang? Could you please speak into the contraption my friend's currently got in his hand? You heard anything, Matt?
That's there, and that's there.
Yep.
Right.
Right.
Everybody see what that's like?
Can you see?
Right, there's the pram, there's the teddy. Right?
Yeah.
Emily, we've left you some things here to play with.
Are you by any chance the spy? I think it could be you. I think it could be you. Are you the man that was a traitor to his country? Everybody stand still now and we'll do some more with you. Are you back? Everybody stand still now and we'll do some more with you. Are you back? With you. Are you back? Is it Emily? Emily, is that you? Is it you, sweetheart? Have you come to say hello? Oh, Emily. Can you touch one of us, sweetheart? We'd love to say hello. We've come to see you, Emily, and say hello. We've left you some things in the helicopter. You can play with them. Can you go and touch them for us and move them? Are you happy here, Emily? Have you got friends here? Emily, could you touch one of us? Are you still with us, Emily?
You got a yes.